Hello everybody, 4-Star here, back at it again with another arena football video. And in episode 3, we already got some week 2 injuries. Joe Germain of the Georgia Force is out for the season with a torn quad, along with Thomas, who has a torn bicep, who's going to be out for the majority of the season. So as an emergency quarterback, they signed Todd Hamill to a 1-year deal. He's a 40-year-old quarterback, and he will be stepping in for the injured Joe Germain. Also, Aaron Garcia suffered a broken finger, so he's going to be out for the week. We start off week 3 here with 2 winless teams as the Cleveland Gladiators host the Arizona Rattlers here in Cleveland. So starting us on, John Dutton does his best Daniel Jones impression as he runs his way into the end zone. He even breaks a tackle for a touchdown. The Gladiators counter with a easy touchdown to Ford after a long drive. Dutton would connect to Locked here for this fadeaway touchdown to take the lead. Gladiators get the ball back, and Bishop on his 3rd and 5 gets walloped on that play, and George picks up the ball for the Rattlers. So the Rattlers here will try to take advantage of the turnover, but turn the ball over themselves as Dutton throws it to Willis. Cleveland would get stopped off the interception and give the ball back to the Rattlers, and John Dutton would find Simmons for this wide open touchdown.
Here we go, yeah, bring it on. See, I can dance too. I can dance too. Yeah.
Straight all football players. Stay there.
Now down 2 scores, Bishops will find Jenkins here for this long touchdown score to get within 7. After a failed 4th down conversion by the Rattlers, the Gladiators would get the ball back, and Bishop would try to roll off to the right, can't find anybody, and he would meet up with the defensive line after a big loss. Cleveland would settle for a field goal here, and John Dutton would get the ball back, but then instantly throws another pick to Shelley this time.
We can't let it grow into something. We need to stop them now. Do you hear what I'm saying? Let's go.
Luckily, it would only end up with 3 points for Cleveland, and then John Dutton would throw this bomb to Lock to get them within field goal range.
You keep asking for it, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you every time. Every time.
Calm down, dude.
A few plays later, John Dutton would find Lock once again to take an 8-point lead. Bishop and the Gladiators would retaliate here as Bishop stays in the pocket long enough for Jenkins to get open, and they score a touchdown. And then the Gladiators would go for 2 as Ford breaks a tackle to get into the end zone to tie the ball game up at 28. And then here on the first play from scrimmage after the kickoff, Dutton tips the ball off of his own man, and then Shelley dives to get the INT to get the ball back for Cleveland. In the very next play, Bishop would give this one to Ford for him to get another touchdown so they could take the lead. So the Rattlers would get the ball back here, and then Dutton throws another interception to Ford, the man who just scored a touchdown on them last drive.
Get that ball back. Get it back. You heard me now. Let it go. Move it out. Go.
Cleveland would only score yet another field goal from that drive, and Dutton would take advantage of it as he throws it to Lock for their 3rd connection touchdown today. So after Arizona forces Cleveland to get another field goal, Shaw would tip this one right to Pettis for another pick, and that would be Dutton's 5th pick of the night.
Not good. Coach.
So Cleveland finally done settling for field goals, gives it to Ford, and he gets yet another rushing touchdown to add on to their lead. After that score, Dutton would connect to Burns on this long passing play run, as Burns would take it all the way into the end zone to keep them in the game. With just under 30 seconds left, Cleveland up 51-42, and John Dutton would score another touchdown to try to keep them in the game. So with 8 seconds left in the game, Martinez would go for an onside kick, but it would immediately be picked up by Fagan, and the Cleveland Gladiators would win this one 51-49 and get their first win of the season. For our second matchup of week 3, we are here back in New Orleans as the Voodoo defend their house against the Tampa Bay Storm, trying to go 3-0 on the season. After a Tampa Bay field goal, the Voodoo start off their drive by going into the end zone for a touchdown by a run play by Pace. So the Storm would respond here as Harris would throw this one right to Hillary for a wide open touchdown to take the lead. 3rd and goal here, right before the end of the first quarter, Greet finds Cole for a wide open touchdown to take back the lead. After forcing a field goal, the Voodoo would get the ball back, and Greet would throw this dot right to Swain for a big first down.
Yeah, baby, it's on.
Hey, man, what? That's not cool, man.
You got something to say? Why? Say it again. Say it again. Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Greet would once again find his man in Cole for another touchdown, this time an 11-yarder. Now at an 8-point deficit, Harris would kick up and throw this one back to Hillary again for their second connection of the day. Grebe and company would keep the scores going as he finds Swain on this 30-yard touchdown pass. Right after the 1-minute warning, Harris would find Rowe here for the touchdown pass after a long drive. The Voodoo, holding on to their 1-point lead, would add on to it with this touchdown pass to Robinson.
Oh yeah! I'd like to thank you, and
And what about me?
So here in the third quarter, the Voodoo have the ball here on a 4th down. Gold throws it to Cole here, and he drops the ball for a turnover on downs. The Storm would try to take advantage of this as Nixon would fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. And they would go for 2 here, but Horacek had different plans as he stopped them before they could score. Now up by 2, Grebe comes back in the game and throws this one right to Robinson to put them inside the 5. They're inside the 5. Grebe would throw this one to a wide open Swain to increase their lead by 9. So Tampa Bay here on a 3rd and 5, and Harris would get killed behind the line for a sack, and they would be forced to go for the 4th down. So with their last chance on 4th down, Harris would throw this one deep, but Robinson would tip it away and end the drive.
What you say about that, baby? What about that here? Give me some.
that's what I'm going for.
And with the final nail on the coffin, Grebe would give this one to Jackson. He'll dive into the end zone to end the game with the final score: Voodoo 52, Tampa Bay 36, and the Voodoo are now undefeated at 3-0. For our last matchup of week 3, we got the Philadelphia Soul traveling to Orlando to take on the Predators in this anticipated matchup. Matt Nagy starts off the drive strong as he throws it right to Aristigi for the first touchdown of the game. The Preds would attempt to respond here on a 4th down, but Shane Stafford gets hit on the throw, and it gets tipped away for the incompletion and turnover on downs. So Philadelphia would take full advantage of that turnover on downs as Matt Nagy finds a wide open Nickerson for an easy TD. The Preds would respond here on a 3rd and inches, toss play to Ryan to get it into the end zone for their first score. Nagy and the crew would just keep scoring as his patience in the pocket pays off as he finds Atkins in the end zone for the touchdown. After a 4th down stop, the Soul get the ball back again, and Nagy finds Aristigi one more time for another touchdown. The Preds here would get yet another rushing touchdown as Battle breaks 2 tackles to get into the end zone for a touchdown. And the luck would turn into the Predators' favor as Matt Nagy gets sacked into the end zone for a safety.
How you like that, man? Yeah.
You all right?
Come on.
Hey, get away.
Hey, Rev,
Move it out.
Man. Don't push me, man.
You need some help?
Orlando gets back in this game with an off-balance pass from Stafford, but James retrieves it and puts it into the end zone for a touchdown. Nagy would almost take another safety with this sack right here, but then would recover after this one, throws it all the way down to Nickerson for a game-changing touchdown, and a new record for longest pass was made.
Look at it. Here we go. Oh, that's pretty.
At the start of this drive, Stafford would throw this ball right off the barricade, and then Myers would dive for a big first down.
Oh, man. Give me. Oh, yeah. You rock.
This would set up the fade touchdown from Stafford right to James to try to get back in this game. Unfortunately for them, the Soul will respond here with a Luke Pettijohn touchdown toss play. And then after an incredible catch last time, Myers gets the ball off of his teammate for a touchdown. Nagy tries to respond here with another deep ball, but he gets picked off by McCormick this time.
Listen, come here. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Bring it on out. Bring it on out.
Right.
Bring up the energy. You got it?
Yeah.
Go.
Unfortunately for the Predators, it was a 3-and-out, and they would have to attempt a long field goal. It was no good. Nickerson would try to make the return here, and he takes a big hit, even hitting the table.
Big hit, man. Big hit. Yeah, that's a good hit, man. You show them who's ball.
But with just a minute left, Pettijohn would break a tackle and break free into the end zone for a touchdown to end this one. And the Soul will win this one 49-37 and get a win in Orlando.
Orlando 37.
For our week 4 scores here, we got the Los Angeles Kiss losing to the Iowa Barnstormers 47-37 and now falling to 0-3. The Dallas Desperados take care of the Colorado Crush after leaving them scoreless during the second half, winning the game 35-21. Chris Grease and the New York Dragons try to amass a comeback late in the fourth quarter but lose that game to Baltimore 34-32. The Georgia Force feeling the effects of their injured quarterback as they lose this game 41-27 to Raymond Filial and the Jacksonville Sharks. Now let's get back into the action with week 4 here, as we got 2 more games here on our slate. So here in our first week 4 matchup, we got the San Jose SaberCats traveling to Denver to face off against the Colorado Crush. This might be the first time we've ever seen these 2 teams here in the series, so I'm excited for this one. So Graziani and the Colorado Crush start off strong here with a 19-yard touchdown pass to Marshall. McPherson and the San Jose SaberCats will respond here after rolling off to the right and finding Roble into the end zone for a touchdown. Graziani would keep pace as he rolls off to the right and finds Marshall off his back foot into the end zone. San Jose trying to respond here as McPherson finds Roble here for a big 25-yard gain. That would leave Chad Dukes to get this 1-yard touchdown run. The former Ironman gets a score this season. Graziani surprises the offense here by throwing a quick one to Davis as he takes this screenplay all the way into the end zone for another touchdown.
I can feel it. It's electric, baby.
This back and forth continues as McPherson finds Roble after getting the DBs tangled up for another touchdown. The Crush would respond with this run by Kelly, and Kelly stuns Jones as he puts him in the dirt for a touchdown. San Jose continues to respond as McPherson throws a dot right to Greenwood as he barely crosses the plane for a touchdown. Graziani outsmarting the defenses again as he rolls off to the left and finds a wide open Davis, but he fumbles the ball, and then Jones picks up the fumble and returns it. A big turnover for San Jose. Now having the possession advantage, McPherson is trying to go for a screen here, but he finds Gatewood, and it looks like he's seemingly covered, but he gets the ball anyway for a big touchdown.
Thank you. I wasn't expecting this. You're too gracious.
The Crush now down 10. Graziani finds Cheverini in the corner for a touchdown here to try to get back into the game.
Personal foul.
McPherson and the SaberCats continuing the assault here as he gives it to Dantzler, and he takes it all the way into the end zone and dives for a touchdown. Graziani trying to respond here, but he does not account for a lurking Jones as he gets the interception and another lost possession. Luckily for the Crush, their defense finally holds and they only settle for a field goal here. Graziani rolling off to the left and finding a wide open Marshall for another touchdown. The SaberCats only needing a first down here to end the game, throws it to Roble, and he just gets the ball. That would end the ball game there, and the SaberCats will win 48-42.
Thank you for attending today's ball game. Please drive home safely.
So here for our final matchup of the day, we got the Arizona Rattlers once again playing another game against the Iowa Barnstormers. This will be our first time viewing the Iowa Barnstormers in this series. And John Dutton gets to work immediately as he finds Burns heel on this 11-yard touchdown pass. The Barnstormers will make quick work of their drive as well as they give it to Kissinger for a 4-yard touchdown run. The Rattlers will come back here with this dart to Douglas to get into the end zone for another touchdown. The Barnstormers here on the second down trying to look for the end zone as Fitzgerald gets immediately put down by number 82.
All right, man. Yeah. All right. Whoa. Yo, dog. What's up with that? That's all right. That's all right. I got you coming.
But Fitzgerald makes up for it here as he throws it to the back barricade, and it gets caught by Scipio for a touchdown. The Rattlers will rely on their run game here as White takes this one 15 yards into the end zone for a touchdown. Fitzgerald would throw this one right to Mager, and Brown would over pursue, allowing Mager to get into the end zone for a touchdown to match up with their score. Dunn would take full advantage of the back end zone here as he throws this one right to Locke as he tiptoes and gets a foot in for a touchdown. So here on fourth down, not settling for a field goal, Fitzgerald wants to take a shot. He throws it to his receiver, but it gets tipped away by Burns, and it's a turnover on downs.
What was that? I mean, come on. What are you doing out there? Come on.
Dutton would try to take advantage here, but he throws it right to the linebacker Nelson for the INT. But the defense stops Iowa again as they go for it on 4th down and take a big loss to get the ball back.
Run it down, baby. Run it down.
So Dutton seeking another opportunity here to try to score off the turnover on downs, but he throws another interception to Taylor.
That's the way, that's the way. All right, way to go, way to go. Nice job, nice going, nice going.
And then the Iowa's offense would finally prevail as they score a quick touchdown from Fitzgerald to Samuels.
I want to thank the Academy, baby. Thank you. This is my baby right here.
So at the start of the 4th quarter here, knowing that they have to score, Dutton throws a dime right to Simmons to put them in scoring range. So Dutton will try to finish off the drive by giving it to Landry for a toss play, but they get called back for holding.
Man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I'm out of here.
But the holding call doesn't hurt them in the slightest as Dutton finds a wide open Ben Draws for a touchdown. The Barnstormers would immediately get down the field, and as Fitzgerald goes in for a 2-yard QB sneak to score it, they tie the game here at 35. Now with time being a factor, the Rattlers need to score, and Dutton stays in the pocket and waits for his wide receiver to get open for a big 1st down. Arizona would finish off this drive here with a weak side run to White for a touchdown, and Iowa calls a timeout to conserve time.
Yeah! You know I'm the best.
Get out of my house, punk.
So just after the 1-minute warning here, Fitzgerald throws it to Scipio. He weaves and breaks through tackles to go all the way into the end zone for a 42-yard score, but left a lot of time for the Rattlers to respond. And Dutton would take full advantage of the time as 10 seconds would be left here in the game, and he throws it right to Burns. They would call a timeout for a 1st down to give it to their kicker to score a game-winning field goal here. An easy field goal, and it gives them the win here in Arizona as they win the game 45-42 and beat the undefeated Barnstormers.
45, the away team, 42. Thank you for attending.
For our scores around the league for week 4, we got the Chicago Rush destroying the Baltimore Brigade 51-27 as Jimmy Frizzell gets 4 receiving touchdowns on the day. The Voodoo continue the roll as they win 48-33 against Cleveland as Mark Grebe throws for 300 yards and 6 touchdowns. Matt DeRazio and the Washington Valor continue to be favorites to win the championship as they win the game 50-24 against Toronto, who is now 0-3, with Matt DeRazio scoring 7 touchdowns in that game. Said Bonner got injured in week 3, but there was no problem for the Empire as they beat the Philadelphia Soul 47-25 to get their first win of the season. As for our standings here at week 4, we got the Valor and the SaberCats both undefeated here in the American Conference, with the Rush right behind them at 3-1. The Barnstormers fall to 2-1. The Brigade go to 2-2, and the Gladiators at 1-3. The other teams are at 1-3 here are the Empire, the Crush, and the Rattlers, and the Kiss are the only team that does not have a win here in the American. Here for the National Conference, the only undefeated team is the 4-0 Voodoo, with the Dragons, Sharks, Desperados, Predators, and Force all at 2-1. And then you have the Soul at 1-2. And the only teams that don't have a win here in the National Conference are the Storm and the Phantoms, who sit at 0-3 and have the least amount of points forced. Just looking here at our passing leaders, we got John Dutton with 22 touchdowns and 11 picks. A lot this season. He has over 1,000 yards passing. He is the league leader in that, and he's also leading the league in INTs. Mark Grebe still perfect, 17 touchdowns and no picks, and John Kaleo with 19 touchdowns and 2 picks. All of these guys, including Leon Murray and John Fitzgerald, are all in the MVP race looking to win that MVP, but it's too early to tell right now as there are a lot of guys who still have a good shot at it. For rushing, we still got Lonnie Ford as our touchdown leader with 6 touchdowns, and he has 116 yards. Stackhouse is right behind him, and there's a far gap in yards here, but I believe Adrian McPherson, the quarterback, has 98 rushing yards as well, so that's pretty good. For receiving, we got a tie between Aaron Bailey and Tony Locke for receptions, but I believe Tony Locke is far ahead as he has 11 touchdowns. I believe that's half of the touchdowns that John Dutton has thrown. And he has 514 yards, definitely looking like a favorite for receiver of the year. Damian Harrell, a legend at the game, 424 yards with only 17 receptions and 7 touchdowns. That means that almost 1 out of 3 catches, he's getting a touchdown there. And we have a good tie for second place here with Swain, who is out for 9 weeks. Myers, who has 7 touchdowns, and Harrell, who has 7 touchdowns as well. For our defense, Cornelius Bonner, he has 5 interceptions as well. Mike Horace has 5 interceptions as well. Our sack leaders here are Jermaine Smith and Ernest Grant. For our major injuries here, we have Kevin Swain, who was out for 9 weeks with a broken tibia, and that he was one of their leading receivers, as you saw earlier. He has 7 touchdowns, and they're definitely going to miss him going into this week. And Sylvester Little, the defensive specialist for the Barnstormers, he's been a good player for them as well. He has a strained back, and he's going to be out for 7 weeks. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're gonna keep continuing with the multi-week episodes here. This is very, very fun to play and to actually edit, as it's very, very quick for me. So hope you guys liked and subscribed here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys in the next video.